Let's talk about stress, baby. Let's talk about you and me. How we're all very stressed out all the time. I want you to take a moment to think back over the past few days. Can you relate to feeling something a little like this? Oh, there's so much to do. If you can relate, this video might provide some hope and inspiration for using yoga as a tool to reduce the amount of stress in your life. So what is stress? Google defines stress as a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. While stress can be a good motivator and useful in some situations, being perpetually stressed has detrimental effects on the human body and mind. Whether it's the oh crap moment when you realize that you forgot to do something for work, or you're hiking along a trail and there's a mountain lion that you spot, the stress response first happens in the brain, in this little blue section in this diagram called the hypothalamus. And the hypothalamus is very important. It connects the nervous system and the endocrine system. So the hypothalamus starts the stress response by sending hormones a little ways down to the pituitary gland, otherwise known as the master gland. And it's called the master gland because it controls a lot of the functions of the body, like metabolism, the stress response, and sex hormones. After receiving a message from the hypothalamus, the pituitary sends hormones all the way down to the adrenal glands, right above the kidneys, and tells them to produce cortisol. This hormone cascade is called the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal, or HPA, axis, and it controls the stress response in the body. Now, cortisol is a lovely molecule that has many important effects on the human body. It increases blood sugar, it decreases the immune response, and these are all very important if you're in a life-threatening situation. But if you're just stressing about how your hair looks or if there's food stuck in your teeth, then these effects are unnecessary and damaging to the human body. Chronic stress is something that can wreak havoc on the body, disrupting the communication between the immune system and the HPA axis. And this disrupted communication has been associated with the future development of many physical and mental health conditions, including anxiety, depression, diabetes, chronic fatigue syndrome, and immune disorders. These aren't things you really want in your life. So here are some articles that can explain how yoga can reduce stress and promote health. The first article that I want to talk about was published in the Biological Psychology Journal and focuses more on the link between yoga and brain function, with stress as a middleman. Some things to note beforehand are that previous studies have found that prolonged activation of the HPA axis has detrimental effects on brain function. In addition, exposing the brain to high levels of cortisol contributes to brain deficits as we age. The authors of this study did a randomized control trial of 118 older adults, about half of which participated in 3 Hatha yoga sessions per week for the period of 8 weeks. The control group participated in active exercise classes instead of yoga. What they found was that the yoga group had a reduced stress response with decreased cortisol levels compared to the control group at the end of the 8 weeks. Also, the yoga group performed better on certain cognitive performance tests when compared to the control group. Another article that supports yoga and stress reduction was published in Medicine Science Monitor. This study took 24 women with high levels of perceived stress, meaning that over the past 3 months, they experienced emotional distress on more than 50% of the days, and placed half of them in 2 90-minute Iyengar yoga classes per week for a period of 3 months. The control group did not participate in any classes during this time. Just as a little background, in other studies, perceived stress has been shown to have a major impact on the initiation and progression of certain diseases, including cardiovascular disease and chronic pain syndrome. By the end of the 3-month period, the yoga group had significantly decreased perceived stress levels when compared to the control group. In addition, The scores for anxiety, fatigue, vigor, and well-being all improved in the yoga group when compared to the control group. These studies support the idea that yoga can reduce stress, both on a biochemical level by reducing cortisol levels, and on one's perception of stress as a whole. I'll post a link to both articles in the description below so that you can go check them out, and I encourage you to do so. I hope this video gave you a reason to get on the mat, escape the stresses of life, and lower those cortisol levels to promote a happy brain and body. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. The next video I'll post will be a series of yoga postures that can help you reduce stress in your own body. Click the bell to know when it and other future videos will be released. Ending in loving kindness, may you be safe, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you live with ease. I'm wishing you a very stress-free day. Talk to you soon.